Welcome back to Not Real Fishing, everybody, and today we have found a new fishing spot. I see some ducks, but I don't see any fish, at least not yet. We are gonna try probably over here. It looks really shallow, so I'm probably gonna put on a smaller fly. No idea what to expect here. But yeah, we're gonna put on a different fly than what we've currently got on. I've got a current pattern I wanna try to see if it actually works the way I want it to. I'm making a box that is dedicated to nothing but Kabari style flies, and I have one that is going to be black. And I've tried using a specific type of hackle, and I want to see if it's going to work well. I don't know if it will. I see a little, there's some fish in here. I see them. I see a little perch, well, bluegill. I see a couple other little fish in here too. I see a little baby bass, 2 baby bass. So this might be a good trip, depending on what's out towards the deeper side. I'm debating if I want to stay on this side where it's clear, or go on the opposite side where I have all the trees behind me. So I'm going to start on this side. That's a green sunfish. That's not a bass. That's a little green sunfish, which they're always in these ponds. I'm talking kind of quiet because there's a residential neighborhood behind me and I don't want to make a bunch of noise. So what this is just a black thread Kabari. And I used a piece of rooster saddle hackle as the, is that a bass? Sorry, as the hackle. And I don't know how good it's gonna work as a dry fly. I know it'll work fine as a wet fly. And this is a size 16, so anything that's small should be able to get their nice little teeth around it. I'll show you the fly in just a second here, guys. Sorry this intro is taking so long. I've just been this is kind of a quick trip. I just kind of spontaneously decided to do. Been really busy lately, and it's been pretty hectic to get out and fish. I was out of town last weekend, which is that video that y'all may have seen, the one that was very short. I had some issues with my GoPro. It wouldn't let me record over like 10 seconds for some reason, and my batteries were dying extremely fast. Like my batteries would be at 100%. Oh no, it does not work as a dry fly. It sinks. It's still a good little fly, but not as a dry, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a slow sinker, but it doesn't float. So this is not gonna work as a dry fly. Not as a dry fly. Maybe as something else, but not as a dry. Little nibble. Oh, little guy. Come here, little dude. What do we got here, guys? It appears to be a little bluegill. Oh, stop it. I did forget to crimp the barb. I'm gonna fix that real quick. But there we go, guys. Nice little bluegill. I'm gonna let him go. And he's gone. Now, like I was saying, my GoPro was weird last weekend. The battery said they were 100% when I took them off the charger. 2 of them said they were at 80%. And within just a couple minutes of using them, it would say that the battery is low and it would power off. And I'd only been recording for like a few seconds, and then after that it would come back up and it'd be like way lower than where it was, and then it would say, you know, battery low, powering off, and it would be another 20-30% lower, then battery low, powering off, another 20-30% lower, until it was completely dead. I Never had that happen before, and it would only record for 10 seconds and then it would completely shut itself off. And I've never had it do that before. Now this little black Kabari is working pretty good. Not exactly the size that I wanted. And that's a tiny little fish. It's like a baby green. Alright guys, we're gonna work our way that way. There's a nice shelf out here where it goes from shallow to deep. I'm gonna try to fish that really quick as we work our way down. I don't know if I want to switch to a bigger fly yet, because bigger fly might attract a bigger fish, but I don't know if there's any bigger fish in here. At least not yet. If we see something that looks larger, maybe we'll try. So far guys, no luck. Besides that first initial two. We're about halfway down the length of the pond now. And still no sight of any bass. Now it is possible they're on the other side of this pond. Those might be a nice sized fish right there. I can't tell if that's even a fish. The little guy. And he's one of the larger ones compared to what we've been getting. But he's still a little greeny. I had a feeling down here by this culvert would be one of the better spots to hit. Oh, come on, dude. There you go, that's a very small little greenie. He is out of here. Alright guys, we are working our way down the other side. And I've got a sneaking suspicion as to why there's not a lot of fish biting. I think this pond gets a lot of pressure, because I'm watching a lot of these fish charge up to my fly, and then right before they eat, they pause. They look at it really closely, then they swim away. Which I've only had that happen in spots where there's a lot of fishing pressure. And in places where fish don't have to worry about being hooked in the face very often, they tend to not really pay too much attention to what I mean, they do pay attention, but not quite to that extent to where they wait, think about it, then they eat. They just kind of swim up, go, that's food, then they eat it. Very rarely do they stop, pause, ask their friends if they think it's real, both have a little conversation, then decide, no, definitely not real, bro, don't eat it. This pond is also very weirdly proportioned. It's really shallow on the edges on both sides, and then it's got one deep channel running through the middle of it. And in that deep channel, I am seeing nothing. No life. Everything is in the shallows. Except for this one thing I keep spooking. I think it's a turtle. Oh, there's a nice sized fish right there. There's one. One nice sized bluegill I just saw. Let's see if we can get him to eat. He's right over here in a little school of other bluegill, and we're in a tree. So let's see if we can get this out. Not the way I wanted to, but let me retie and we'll get back to it. Alright guys, we are retied. We're using 6-pound Seaguar fluorocarbon, and we're using a little green nymph. The hook's a little large, so I don't know how this is gonna go, but hopefully it's gonna go well. Alright guys, we are back to where we started, and we're getting a bunch of little nibbles. Nothing of any size though. I'm debating on turning this into a dry fly and letting it sit. I'm getting a lot of strikes, but the fish are just so small they can't get the hook. Alright guys, we're switching to an absolutely tiny fly. It's like a shiny flash dubbing that's brown with a red head. Hopefully it's going to be enough stimulation and realism. They're going to want to eat it. Gotta get it wet first before it does anything. They're very small fishy. Another little guy. Oh, calm down. He swallowed it too. We're going to have to get that out of there, buddy. You swallowed it big time. Why did you swallow it? There we go, guys. Another nice little bluegill. Well, by nice, I mean bigger than what we've been catching today. Not nice by what our normal standards are, but for where we are and what we're getting here is, you know, not too bad. Another massive fish today, guys. Sometimes you got to get back to basics, you know, and just play around and catch some babies. Absolutely tiny little guy. If I can get y'all a better look. Tiny, but pretty colors on him. See all the blues and colors? They're pretty fish. They're just small. All right, guys, we are gonna call it here. This fishing session wasn't the best. It wasn't bad. I mean, we didn't get skunked, so there's always that. So it wasn't a total loss. Where did I leave my line spool? I left it on the ground over there. That is not like me. Wow. I am just slacking off today. What I was saying is we're currently having some difficulties because not only am I trying to learn new fishing spots on the fly because we've changed locations where we live, but the weather is changing as well. So I don't have any honey holes to fish through the winter. So putting up videos this winter are going to be a little rough. There might be a bit of bait fishing this winter because I don't know anywhere to really go and do artificials consistently besides that one spot we've been to like 5 or 6 times now. I do want to check out that river again. I went by there today and it was much lower and the current was a lot slower. So hopefully that'll be a plus and we can fish that. Maybe do some catfish in there. Who knows? It is brackish water, so who knows what we could get. Maybe I'll be the first person to get a shark on Tenkara. But yeah, anyway, so this pond, we may or may not come back here one day. It wasn't the best. I did my main goal of wanting to test that fly that we started with because I made it to be a dry fly and it did not work. So I'm gonna have to use a different kind of hackle, which I had a feeling might be the case, which is fine. I was just curious if that was gonna be the case. And yeah, that was the case. So what we're gonna do is we are going to wrap it up here. I ain't got anything else to say other than, you know, once again, sorry for last week's videos. I was out of town and you know, it was a bit interesting. Something chasing fish right in front of me, but it's just a little bluegill chasing some minnows. You know, it was just, you know, between the battery issues. Is that a bass? If that moves, that is a bass, 100%. That's a rock. That is for sure a rock. Nope, it's not a rock. It's a bottle. Yep, it was a bottle. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, share, subscribe, and most importantly, take it easy.